Hi, I'm John Stapleton with CodeVA, and this is a tutorial on randomization in the material computer. The material computer is an imaginary computer that we use to help us trace through code and reason about how the computer works. Oops, all pieces in there. And we're going to talk about generating random numbers. Now, generating random numbers is something a lot of computers can do. A lot of types of code can help computers do. Very useful stuff. So it stands to reason that we would want our material computer to do the same. So to make a random number using the material computer, I should rephrase, to tell the computer, to direct the computer to make a random number, we have to do a couple things. First, we have to create a variable for that random number. I'm actually going to use the variable a here because I already have an a label ready to go. So we'll make a container with the label a, and now we have the random command. This is a command that's going to tell the computer to generate a random number. And in our case, in order to make that work, because we don't have a real computer, we will use a six-sided die. Let me go grab one real quick. So here I have a six-sided die, the kind that you use in like Monopoly and things like that. Now, to have the computer generate, our material computer generate a random number, I'm going to go ahead and roll this die. We got a value of 1. Pretty good. It's very easy. So the computer will assign the variable a the value of 1. And that's random numbers. Now, in our kind of system here, the material computer can only generate numbers from 1 to 6 because we're using a dice for that. In order to generate numbers outside of that range, or to generate decimal numbers, like right now we're just doing integers, we need to get a little bit more creative. So to do that, first let's change our float. We'll change our float value, our int value to a float. I'm gonna reset here. Which means that we're going to have to find a float value for a. Now, random does not generate a float value. It generates an integer. But we can make it generate a float value by doing some creative math, some creative arithmetic, and some casting of variable types. So here's the result. I'm going to get a random result. And what I'll do is multiply random by the result of dividing it by 6 and 10. So here we are. Random is an integer value. We'll divide it by 6 and then multiply that result by 10. What this is going to give us is I'm missing something because this is integers. Oh, yes. I need to cast my random value as a float. There we go. Oh, that's getting a little long there. I'm going to forget some of these spaces. You can keep it on one line to make it easy for us to read. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So we got a bunch of different steps here. So let's talk through it. First, to find the result that we're going to store in our variable a, we need to do a couple of things. First, let's figure out our random result. That's 4. An integer 4. And then we're going to use the computer to cast this value as a float. So we're going to convert integer to a decimal or to a float value. It'll still be 4. It won't be a decimal value necessarily. But because floats allow us to do regular division, this will give us a lot of flexibility here. Okay. That's step 1. Now we need to take our new float value and divide that value by 6. So 4 divided by 6. I'm going to pull out my trusty calculator. We don't need to be 100% exact here. 4.0 divided by 6 is 0.66666 repeating. So that gets us a new value. 0.6666 repeating, etc. And then we're going to take that value and multiply by 10. 6.666666. So that's our new result. 6.66 repeating. And that's the result that gets stored in A. Now what I've done here with this expression, what I've done here with this expression and with my my clever casting of my integer to a float, then dividing and then multiplying, is I've allowed my program to create a random value from 1, which is the smallest value, all the way up to 10, which is the largest possible value. And it's like variations in between. This is a great way of creating some randomization in your programs. If you want to have values from 1 to 10, this is one way to do it. So that is randomization in the material computer. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Otherwise, good luck and happy coding.